Welcome back. So in this video, I will show you how to read or ingest files using Pandas, be various files such as CSV, Excel files, and JSON files. And I will also be showing you how to write the files back to your local drive. So if you've modified the files and you'd like to now place these files back in your local drive, I will show you how to write these files as well. So I'm just showing you here that we are importing Pandas as PD. This is a standard naming convention. Pandas stands for panel data. I'm importing NumPy as P. Actually, that's a mistake right there. And you're going to see we're going to get an error. So this should be import NumPy as NP, and that stands for numerical Python. I'm then importing OS, that's the operating system, and I'm pointing to my drive in which, pointing to my pathway in which my files are stored. So you see me doing that here. Okay, so now I have, before I run the files, I'm just showing you here, we've got a CSV file, a TXT, which is a text file, JSON, and an XLSX file, which is Excel file. So now we are naming a variable df, and this is going to hold our first file. I'm saying PD, I'm calling PD, which stands for pandas, dot read underscore CSV. And I'm saying I want to read in the Titanic CSV file. And so that's what we're doing right here. I'm also showing you, if you click Shift and Tab in your cell, you will see all of the list of parameters that you can place in this line of code. So I will show you that in a second. You see, I just tried to run it and it's saying, hey, module NumPy has no attribute. And that is because originally I put import NumPy as PD, which that's not correct. So I was looking for a specific attribute that NumPy does not have. Showing you with the Shift tab, look at this. We have sort of a cheat sheet that shows us all of the parameters that we can input into this line of code when we are looking to read in a file. And so I just wanted to show you guys that. And now I typed df, so I'm pulling up that file. It's just showing it in the window. And I can show you here, this is what it looks like on my local drive. And now we are going to open a text file, txt file, and I'm showing you what this looks like in my local drive. And so now we are going to ingest this into Pandas, into Python. So I'm naming the variable df1. This is just a name that I made up. There are certain rules when it comes to variable naming. I will create a video on this in the future, but for now, we've named the variable df1, and we've said pd.read underscore CSV titanic.txt. But if we look at the output, it looks like the columns are not separated. And so what we're doing here is we're typing in sep equals, and then we're doing a backslash, and then we're saying T. We're separating the columns here. We are showing the tab as a print separator, and so I'm just pointing to this little area here where you can see that window, and now this is what the run looks like. So this is the output once we add the sep equals backslash T, and we see it has beautifully separated the columns. And now we are going to proceed to open up our JSON file and just showing you what a JSON format looks like. The curly braces, Sort of looks like a dictionary format. And now we are going to name our notebook. I'm just naming this notebook here, read and write files using Pandas, rename. And so now we're going to proceed and open our, or we're going to read in our JSON file. So naming the variable df2 pd.read_JSON. And great, it looks like we've read in our file successfully. And so this is what our file looks like. At the bottom, it shows the shape of the file, 775 rows and 10 columns. So this has ingested beautifully. I'm always very curious about what everything means, and so I just put in the comment what JSON means. JavaScript object notation. And so now we are going to read in our Excel file, XLSX. We see here, this is our file, and with the Excel files, there can be multiple tabs that contain different data, that contain different values. So I'm just showing you what the file name, XLSX file. And so what I'm going to do is we are going to read this in. And when you read in an Excel file, the default is to read in that first sheet. So you'll see here when we read this file in, we're naming the variable df3. And we're saying pd.read_Excel, titanic.xlsx. Okay, so when we read this file in, we are automatically, like I was saying, the default sheet 1 is being read in. So that first sheet will be always read in when you ingest an Excel file. So now, hey, well, what if you like to specify the sheet? You just add to this, you add a comma, sheet_name equals, and then that sheet name. So now when I run, it's going to pull up the sheet that had the data within the values tab. And so that's what this is showing here. So here I'm going to show you what if you would like to see all of the rows, all of your columns, because Pandas is showing a limited view. It's not showing all of the rows. You see the ... right? So it goes from like 102, then it stops and it skips and goes to 771. Well, what if you want to look at all of the rows right here in this window? So this is the script to do so. pd.set_option, and we're going to say display.max.rows, and we're going to place the rows greater than what our data set rows are, right? So I'm saying 800. And so this is going to show me greater than, it's showing me all the rows up to 800. And with the max.columns, we can specify what that value will be. And so now when we run this file, or when we run this script, let's run the other one. Let's run df2. We can see everything, and we're going to see it's within this window. So now we can scroll down, and it does not skip, and we can see a continuous, all of our rows in this data set, up all of 775 rows. And same with the columns. If this had multiple columns that did not fit in the window, we can see the columns to its entirety. And now I am showing what if you would like to write a file if you would like to write a file back to your local drive. So a lot of times we modify or we manipulate the data, and now we want that newly saved file and we want to save it to our local drive. So all you would do is you specify the variable in which that data is in, so like df3.to underscore, and what you want that format to be saved as. So df3.to underscore CSV underscore XLSX or .json. And so that's what that was showing there. And now I'm just showing you a quick view of how to inspect a data frame. And so it's showing you can say the data frame .head, and that defaults to around 5 to 6 rows. You can see the tail. You can also see the shape or the dimensions. We can describe the data frame and it gives us a summary. And so this is what I'm showing here. So you could also do the D types and the info. So definitely play around with this and just get a feel for what the output is for each of these scripts. And so now I just want to quickly show you some filtering. And so in my previous video, I did show how to create a data frame. I'm just showing this here quickly. This is an example of you creating your own data frame. So instead of you ingesting data into Pandas, now we are actually creating it ourselves. So we are creating the columns and the values that are in the columns. So name is the column name, and then Alice, Bob, Charlie, David, Eva are the values under the name column. Same with score and the values that are under that column. I'm using this script here. I'm saying, give me all the values that are greater than 80, and give me all the values in the column score that are greater than 80, and give me all of the values in the name column that start with A. And so when we click run, try to guess what the output will be. Okay, so we see only one row fits that criteria, where it starts with A in the name column and where the score is above 80. And now we are doing another filter where we are saying, give me the output where the names Alice and David are under the name column. And so we see we're Alice and David. And so it's just choosing these two rows. So this is also pretty cool. You say .is in, you provide the column name, and then what we're specifically looking for. And now I'm showing one more example of a filter here. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have gained any value from this, please do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and also share. I will be making many more videos, and I love doing this. This is awesome. And so just showing you this script here where we are pointing to the df_b data set, and we are pointing to the score column. And so we're saying show me where the values are null under the score column. And so let's see here. So we see that it has pulled up that one row. And if we look, I'm just showing you the original data set or the original data frame. So let's pull that up here, df_b, and we do see it's that row where it has Bob as the name. And so yeah, this is pretty cool. This is different ways how to filter. Okay, enjoy your week, everyone. Until next time.